and sit down.
Yes, everybody, what is happening? It is Tuesday night, it's 9 o'clock, it's meat pie and a pint time. I'm on a little stubby Heineken. Dave's on the old wife beater. What's happening, everybody? How is your Tuesday going? Are you enjoying the World Cup? There's been some absolutely belting games of football recently, haven't there? And we're going to talk about some of those. Most notably for this country, I think we're going to talk about England. So, this happened. Celebrations from people, haven't they? Right. And then this happened.
Absolute ball part of that.
And then a strobe. And then this happened. And then this happened. The level of carnage that's going to happen in this country if England manage to get to a World Cup final is going to be off the charts, isn't it? Now, can I just rein it back in? I know a lot of you know my feelings that I don't hate the national team. Like, a lot of people like to throw love and hate on it. I've got a bit of apathy towards them. I don't support the England national team, which might be weird for a lot of people. I know this because I spent, I don't know, all of yesterday arguing with people on Twitter about it. But this is a feeling that a lot of local Mancunian United fans really have, and it's not the weirdest thing. And you also find it in Everton and Liverpool fans, really strangely.
They've started to embrace it now because they played some good football. I think that was the best bit about it. They actually played some really good football in the first half.
What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to start putting eye-watering amounts of money on England to win.
There you go. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how you get the reaction. If Howson got the assist for that first goal, obviously it gone straight in from Maguire, I would have gone really off.
But can we just rein it back in a little bit? England, those celebrations are what... Those celebrations would be what I want to see, and I would really enjoy seeing, even though I can't personally get behind that cause, I still enjoy seeing people having a good time like that. And I would enjoy seeing those celebrations from Japan, from Brazil.
It reminds you when it goes off, it really goes off, and it's really enjoyable.
It's great, I love that, and that's one of the things that I love about football. But can we have a little bit of semblance of reality here? We saw England beat Tunisia in the first group game of the World Cup. That wasn't the semi-final.
But at the same time, you reflect, right, on France, on Spain, on Germany, on Brazil. They were all, and Belgium even, they're very, very poor in that first half, and that's why I got so much confidence from it and so much, this is actually really good. England pressed really well in the first half. They were really good on the ball. The movement was great off the ball. And I think it's one of these things where it's actually like an exciting style. I can always get behind that. I can get behind exciting teams. You're thinking your Monacos, your Dortmunds.
I enjoyed watching England for the first time ever, probably yesterday. Those of you who saw my reaction on Ball Street, that was an honest reaction when it went in. But I did actually enjoy the football that they played in the first half. And I did a preview yesterday afternoon, and I looked into a lot of the reasons why Southgate plays the three at the back. A lot of it I initially thought was he had success with that as a player in an England team. Terry Venables had a really fun England team, and that played three at the back, and to be honest with him, even though the reputation of him has been tarnished since, like Glenn Hoddle actually had a really interesting style of football with three at the back with England. Very successful, excellent night in Rome, 1997 when they qualified. Obviously iconic images of Paul Ince with his head bandaged and things like that. So I was thinking Gareth Southgate probably plays three at the back because he's a guy that found success and found happiness in playing in a three at the back in international football, and I think he's bringing that to him. But when you actually analyse...
I think it's all about Chelsea. That's why he's playing three at the back. He's thinking, what did well in the Premier League? Oh, it was Chelsea when they played three at the back. Oh no, shit, that was like last season. And it's one of these things where he's stuck with that, and now he's continuing with it. But it's
I will disagree again, though.
The thing that I think it's different is because it's a 3-5-2. And it's not a 3-4-3. And that's where the joy's coming, is the movement from those two centre mids.
Now, the reason why I don't think it was my initial idea, I did initially think it was that he had joy with it, and I think you might have a point.
It was tactical.
It was finance.
It's a trend in the Premier League at the moment.
It was a trend in the Premier League, which is what I thought was the second thing. But when I've actually looked into why he's doing it, I think it's because he has no midfield, and because he has no midfield, he doesn't have an array of midfielders to pick from, he's gone, and it also explains a lot of the defence as well. And I'll tell you why in a minute. I know you're pulling your face, but I'm going to tell you why.
Does he even know what he's talking about?
The final third is England's...
guys.
Does
Stephen Howson talk utter crap?
The final third is England's best asset. That's where we've got movement. That's where we've got goals. That's where we've probably got the only genuine world-class bit of talent, and that's in Harry Kane. Now, how do you compete with Brazil, with Jordan Henderson? Let's not be disrespectful here. Let's just be honest. Let's say, how do you compete when you've got Jordan Henderson and Dyer, and as good as he's looking, Ruben Loftus-Cheek as your midfield options?
That's not it. The thing is that they're playing three at the back means that if you play three at the back and you've got possession, it means that you're committing more of the opposition to push you higher up, which ultimately opens it up space in behind that midfield. I don't think it's about not putting it in midfield. I think it's you're creating a base.
You're
creating a base of three players that we can be like, look, you've got to come out and you've got to press me on the ball, so now I can play around you. And that's what England did very well in the first half.
And I think that's why he's gone with three, arguably, well, two out of the three, arguably not the best defensive defenders. I think he's gone with the ball-playing defenders because he's...
There's three of them that can't defend.
No, Harry Maguire can defend, mate. He can't defend out wide.
No,
he can't defend out wide.
At the left of a three.
Because I think he has to fit this in. It's not a perfect system, but he doesn't have a perfect squad to pick from. This is why I'm saying...
I'd play him central though, man. Like, give him a bit of protection.
Okay.
The guy can't run.
But
he can't.
Can I get my point out?
No.
Right.
So this isn't about me allowing you to analyse the fucking game, is it?
The reasons why I think he plays the three at the back and this system as a whole is to protect that midfield, to allow Henderson to almost not be required to impose himself. And I think they bypass midfield. But I think they hold possession defensively to put it into the channels and to get it into that final third quickly. Because, like you said, they can step up and that commits extra midfield.
At the same time, Henderson was good yesterday.
He was good.
Let's not beat around the bush. Henderson played some really good passes.
He was probably my man of the match, if I'm being honest.
If not Harry Kane.
I mean, he puts the ball in the back in there, but I thought he was very quiet aside.
Yeah, but the same, he scored 2 goals in situations.
I thought if I'm going the player that I thought.
And again, I thought Maguire was a threat physically, really, in the penalty area when they're putting the balls in the box every single time, back post Maguire, and I like that. I like that there was a plan.
Well, it's a threat.
Because we see United, there's no plan. There's no plan when we take set pieces. And seeing to be like, okay, we're going to play every single time. I'm going to hit Harry Maguire back post and it comes back.
The power that John Stones generated on that header as well, that was phenomenal. So I think, as mad as it sounds, I think the hype train doesn't need to leave the station just yet, but they have a plan, which is more than you can say. Because I don't think we necessarily had a plan.
We have a plan
with
in
that golden generation.
Which is nice. Yeah, it's like you're saying, the golden generation, there was no real plan.
Just go play because you're all men.
But it was, we're going to play, we've got 4 central midfielders. 4-4-2, that's exactly what we need to do. It's almost like that generation was let down by the manager.
It'd probably be pretty good.
Yeah, but 4-4-2 with
what you had was ridiculous.
Yeah, and again, it may work now because of the trends of Atletico Madrid and how that works, but at the same time, you should throw those guys into a diamond and play Michael Carrick.
Absolutely should have played Michael Carrick a hell of a lot more, and we would have probably seen more success out of England if they did. Now, I know why you're all here. It's kind of why we're here. It's World Cup of Beers time. Roll that shit, DJ.
Peru, Cosquain. Brewed in the foothills. Yep. This is what
you
this
got Tuborg. Tuborg is fucking shit.
Ready?
Is it rolling?
So rolling.
Because we've got the squares?
Yeah, but they don't record on the thing. That's just what's coming through from the camera. I'm sure we're going to
we just going to get started here?
Yeah, can we put that one in the fridge, please? Because I quite like that.
Stonhead. Custom lager.
Couldn't find a fucking bubble in that, could you?
Finish it.
What the... Who the fuck thought this is a good idea? That is...
You just cheating again.
We done pretty well, haven't we, so far on this one? So here's us throwing a spanner in the works. Let's go. So 1, 2, 3 show. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Germany wins. I'll finish that one. Chin chin.
Software.
Righty then, we are back with World Cup of Beers. It's Group C time, and this is actually a good one for a change. They've been a bit shit for the first 2 rounds. The second group wasn't too bad.
I'd say it was good, bar this one.
Anyway, let's get stuck into it. So we have got France, we have got Peru, we have got Denmark, and we've got Strayamite. So, representing France, because of all the beers that you can get for France, we've got Dunkirk spelt with a Q. It's not how we spell it in England. It's 5.8%. Peru, I didn't think we'd get a beer from Peru, if I'm being completely honest with you. Because Quaina? No, I have not. Brewed in the foothills of The Incan Trails, 5%. You're right. We ended up going with a company that managed to supply like 3/4 of the beers in one shipping for us, which saved us a shitload of hassle because some of the lads are a bit thick. But this is what they've sent us. Some of them, I mean, even that is pretty inexplicable, really, because to be honest, we've got the fucking king here. Look at that Cantonar holding up a beer.
Yeah, but the beer's shit. It's good in France. It's just really, really bad when they export it.
But it's got Cantonar on the can.
I don't care.
But it's got Cantonar on the can.
It tastes like piss.
Fuck's sake. So they've sent us Tuborg. I guess it's Danish. I mean, it qualifies, doesn't it?
Tuborg's really shit on the tap, but maybe if it's imported, it could be alright.
And then we've got Cooper's, which is
been brewed in Northampton.
Defo.
Yeah, so it's going to taste like shit.
So we've got Cooper's, which is dirty.
It's got sediment. You've got to roll it, Stephen.
Oh my...
You've properly got to roll it.
Can you see that?
No. Oh, fucking hell, man. I used to work at an Australian bar. You'd have to do this.
Is it upside
You
down?
have to do this. And this should sort all the problems out.
There's no way that's going through, is there? Jesus Christ.
I reckon I can do it from here, see? Well, you wouldn't want a warm beer.
Why we didn't get Castlemaine 4X, I don't know.
Because it's shit. This is real Aussie ale.
So's
it's got a kangaroo
Castlemaine
on it.
4X. So's VB.
So's
Foster's.
Tuies.
No, Foster's. They hate Foster's.
Oh shit. Fucking absolute piss.
Peru. I've no idea. There's no prejudice in me or anything about who's likely to win here.
I'm gonna go France, Australia. One day you'll get it. Right, we're doing this.
That tastes fine.
Just a shit, mate.
Cheers.
Look at that.
Fuck me.
Looks like someone's
ejaculated
ejaculated in
it
a
looks
glass
like a
and filled it
sample.
with beer. Oh, smells like it too.
Does it?
That's a different beer, I think.
That's a bit flat. Look at it.
Maybe it's supposed to be flat.
This actually looks like I'm drinking someone's piss.
Maybe you are.
Pinky out. That's a bit of a cidery taste to it.
That's really nice.
What's this
That's
one
a good
here?
beer.
Peru. Chin Chin.
Oh, I didn't have to bother drinking this shite.
Bit sharp, but it's got a warm flavour going on. They've bottled the sunshine there.
Just sounds like shit. Just tastes like
Two
shit.
bugs fucking turd.
So
This
flat.
could be bottom of the fucking group. I think I've killed
Yeah,
the taste
it's got a
buds.
nice flavour, that.
It tastes no different to half the other beers. It's just got shit in
I
it.
think your mouth is gone because it tastes completely different to the other beers. It's like a bit fruity. It's completely different. It's an ale as well. That's why I took a little bit of a break before.
Worry about it. What's this one again? Peru.
Oh, that's not very good.
I can't fucking split these.
Do you want my opinion?
I guess that's what you're here for.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Australia 1.
I tell you what, it's fucking gassy.
Australia 1, Peru 2, and then the other 2 just fucking absolute garbage. I'm surprised this is shy. This should have been good. But it just tastes a bit metallic.
Can we put Eric through?
Huh?
Can we not put Eric through?
No.
Where's Eric?
So what? Eric doesn't make beer.
Have you got a fucking can with a picture of you on the side of it?
If I made beer, yes.
Fucking hell.
All
right.
Already getting out of hand.
Aussies first.
Yeah. That was good beer.
Peru second.
Yep.
Danish in the bin.
Yep.
Keep this one over here, I quite liked it. Keep going to that over.
You're completely out of fucking
No one
focus.
puts Eric in a corner. There we go, that's our winners for Group C. On to Group D. Back to the show. There you go, that was Group C in the World Cup of Beers. I think you guys, and I know I am, are definitely enjoying this little segment. I think the editing from young Callum has been absolutely bang on point.
Yeah, really good.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it.
Tasty.
Trust me, you want to stay tuned for the latter stages because I might fall off the rails a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of bowed out because we were getting a little bit tasty, and then
Blitzed.
it was sort of I was thinking, look, the World Cup's on tomorrow, Dave. You got to do your first live show. You got to do some good stuff. You can't get blitzed before.
Get your photos in for the who's that here now with an alarm going off? What an absolute maniac he is, young Abdul.
He's a crazy man. He's upset though today, isn't he? Because his Egyptians lost to the Russians, and
I tell you
sad.
what, don't Russia look good?
They do.
There's lots of accusations of steroid abuse which has come out
Allegedly.
of it, which is, no, there's accusations. I didn't say they have, I just said there's accusations.
Okay, good, yeah.
There has been accusations. I think they might have frozen. Just want to...
I think we're okay, are we? We're okay?
No, that's definitely frozen, looking at that. Do you want to...
Yeah, but I think you're...
No, because this is what goes out. Let's just hit the Sony A7. The eyeball on it, yeah, and then back again.
Keep getting in the comments, guys, though. What do you think about the World Cup so far? And Meat Pie, are you a fan? Is Stephen Howson the worst thing ever? Because for me, he absolutely is. He's trying to say sort of a bit of tech right now. We've had a slight issue with our camera, so apologies, guys. Please stay tuned. We are back. Beautiful. Stephen, you're up. The guys are waiting here, and you're just messing about your camera.
Soz homies. I don't even know what happened there then. Let me get my phone out because we're about to hit that. So get your photos in of you enjoying Meat Pie with a pint. That's the hashtag Meat Pie Pint over on Twitter. So yeah, let's talk about Russia. We were just about to... can you do it from here?
Probably. You just like drop a...
Get your photos in with the hashtag Meat Pie Pint on Twitter. We're going to talk about Russia. Before that, I'm just going to sort out what's going on with the next part of what we're doing. Which is fantasy football.
Oh, yeah.
And let's go to Dribble. So let's go to the Fantasy League. So this is Dribble. Basically, Dribble is one-day fantasy league, and my team has now gone off. I need to enter again. How awkward is that? Here we go. Let's have a look at today's. So I won.
You win?
I qualified.
Nice. Oh, Zielinski. Glovin. Ignacevich.
It was a good pick, wasn't it? So basically, you get a free entry and you can qualify for, you can win like your share of 100 grand. It's free to enter. Listen, before you go downloading it, free to enter, but you have to use our link, which is in the description, to get your free entry. But not only are we going to give you a free entry,
what else are we going to do?
We are going to paint your house. I mean, we are going to give some prizes away. We're not going to paint your house, unless you really want us to paint your house.
Or you want to go on a date with Stephen Howson.
We'll give you a quote. But essentially, if you want to get involved, then the link is in the description below. And it's daily fantasy football. So as you can see, you literally have to pick your team on the day. I can't currently pick a team because it's not the day yet. So today I went with, obviously there was Senegal and Poland, there was Russia and Egypt, and I thought Russia was going to do it.
You went with Smolov over Zubar. Zubar, the man.
I'm not sure what the crack is when you can't pick everybody.
Yeah,
it sort of limits who you can pick a little bit, but you do get some top options for it. So if you want to get in the mix, we are going to give away, now trust me, some absolutely banging prizes. We're going to give away one prize. Have we frozen again?
We have one prize though. What's the first prize we're going to give away, Stephen?
Are we just double click on it? Activate, deactivate. Okay. Yeah, press OK.
God damn this camera.
Oh, what's going on with the camera? Anyway, is this one still working? Oh, that one's frozen as well.
But what can we give away, Stephen?
What we're giving away is, let's go back to the main live. What we're going to be giving away is, we are going to be giving away a shirt of your choice, but if we get 100 people signed up this week, we are going to then give away a pair of football boots of your choice. And if we get to 200 this week, there's going to be a secret extra prize. Dave's going to buy you a gold-plated G4. But that might have been a lie.
That was a little bit of a lie.
That was a lie. Basically, we are going to be giving away a shirt of your choice for anybody that joins. But to get involved in that, what you have to do is you have to tweet the link that is in the description below with a picture of your team that you've entered at this point this week with your free entry. Remember, you can only get a free entry by going with us and hitting our link in the description below. And if we get 100 people in this week, then we will give a second prize away. And if we get to 200, we are going to give you an absolutely balling prize. So It's on you guys. It's one day fantasy. I'm not going to try getting it back on the screen again, but essentially what you can see, it's a 5-a-side team. It's not an 11. There's no budget, but you can only pick from a certain amount of players, and you can get a free entry into winning 100 grand. Listen, it's a free app. You don't need to deposit any money. All you got to do is hit the link and install it. It is that simple, and you can be starting winning some stuff. And like I said, if you tweet us the link and a screenshot of your team, especially tomorrow and the next day and the day after and all that, we'll retweet all of those, and you've just been entered into winning a shirt. And there'll be an extra one. And I'm going to put a little link in the Patreon group, so if you're a member of the Patreon, and there's only a couple of hundred of you, isn't there?
New prize.
You guys are going to get a special prize, but I'll talk to you guys about that in the Patreon group.
So you could get this
as well. So let me just try, because I'm not very confident that it's going to do it, but I am going to try and get on everybody's favourite part of the show, and that everybody knows when I get onto it.
Just deleting those hashtags. You should have seen those. They were disgusting. I don't understand why some people are into some weird stuff.
It's Div Bingo time, everybody. Right, let's get into that. Has it worked? It looks like it's worked. Hey, we can sort of trust the technology for a minute. There we go. So that is the first lot of Div Bingo. Seen a lot of this. Is it cultural appropriation? Is it just like their thing? Or is it the equivalent of going to the England games dressed as a knight?
That's what it is, I think. It's going back to the Middle Ages. They're trying to be pharaohs and they're not.
Yeah, Div Bingo. Someone's put Robbie troops in there for a bit of a Div Bingo. Fair play. I don't know what div sins have they committed. You might think they're div, but what div sins have they committed? Let us know in the comments what you guys are saying. We have got another one here, which is from Matthew Reed. I mean, I'm not 100% sure what divs...
Is that a t-shirt? What is that?
I'm not sure what he's committed there. I mean, there's a lot of jewellery going on with this. He's definitely a div, but which of the Div Bingo has he lined up there? He goes, I know the rules but couldn't resist. Mo Salah. I mean, his World Cup's over, innit? Essentially, after a couple of games.
Guys, we were talking about Abdul before. He's a bit sensitive at the moment, so please.
Not sure what part of Poland, like, Native American dress is all the rigor. I mean, that's going quite excessive, isn't it?
That is a little bit. The face paint as well.
The face paint being on a kid, it's an exception to the rule. But the feathers, come on, son, if I'm sat behind you, I'm kicking you in the back of the head. That's unacceptable. Look how much room he's taking up.
Stephen Howson beats children.
It's like a mattress. It's enormous. Now, these guys...
I honestly think this picture was mint. This picture was so good.
These guys presented by about 15 of you.
That deserves a promotion. That is so sick. Well, I can respect coordinating Senegal or like England across your chest.
Can you imagine one of them goes for a piss and comes back and he's like, Enasalgal. And the lads, get in line. What are you playing
the best thing about it is you could create some other words within the letters you have.
Get in there now. Give me your anagrams for Senegal. What else could these guys have made? Get in the comments. Let's hear those. So they was entered several times. This guy's entered. I don't know what he's done. I mean, he's got a bad hat on, but I don't understand what... I mean, he's wearing a flag, I suppose, but that's not against the rules. That's not against the rules. We can't show you them when we're on this screen.
Okay.
If we quickly go back to live, and I think Div Bingo's in there. There you go. That is the rules. So you've got the cringy signs, the 69 shirt, the jester hat, face paint, full kit, belly tattoo, fancy dress, and a wordy flag. Get rid of that. Let's go back to Div Bingo and see what everyone's saying. So I'm not sure what rule this guy's broken. I think he might be being a bit unfair. Obviously, there's them guys again. I mean, they was literally entered by so many people.
I think they don't deserve it. They're good.
So I believe this is a geezer called #Harry. Face paint. Welcome to Div Bingo. Again, Senegalese geezers.
Nice. I'm going to disagree with the Div Bingo there. I think
it's the face paint.
Lads.
It's the face paint that's done them. If they left it with a body paint, we might have been able to let it go. But the face paint, let that slide. They've put them in. Now look at these lot.
Oh my Jesus!
I literally have no words for this.
It's like Red Nose Day.
This is mental, isn't it? This is proper mental.
To be fair, though, they put a proper shift in getting the outfits.
They have put some work in with it, haven't they? Oh my days! I get Senegalese guys again, tons of them. We've seen a couple of these ones, Russian, like full-on
honestly
head paint and everything.
Scary.
Yeah, that's a scary.
Like that's a guy that's going to kill you.
That's a scary looking individual.
Yeah, that's kind of not what I want to see on a on a Wednesday.
Mr. ASG
night.
says any Colombia fans. Well, we was talking about the World Cup of beers earlier, and I won't tell you what Illy said we should do next. This guy's a tiger. Now, again, this is my problem. A lot of the people in Div Bingo. The problem is if you stood behind them, because you go, no, I can't see. That's a good 3 feet.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where, like, when you go
tall,
football, like when you go United, you usually sit down, don't you?
I've never sat down at United.
One of those, mate.
Stretford
I've seen you do
too, brother.
Seen you do it.
Sit down at half time.
Over at Wembley, mate.
Megaphone.
Hyped up.
And then obviously all of these got entered before. Mario and Luigi.
Yeah, that's not great.
And here we go. This was almost
Jesus.
what I was waiting for when I made this. Was the England fan dressed as a knight.
What goes through your head? Oh,
Tracy, I'm going to the match. Have you seen my knight's outfit?
Sandra, we're going on a crusade to Russia. It's going to be great. Fucking hell. Honestly,
I have no words for this gammon.
an absolute sausage.
That one got sent in by so many people. Yesterday, everyone was watching that one during the Tunisia game. So many people sent that one in. I mean, look at he's got like a Div helmet going on.
To be fair, though, he looks like a proper hoolie. Would you fight him? Absolutely not.
Here we go, Callum Wilson, Div, Panama face paint, sunglasses.
Not bad, not bad.
Tons and tons of it. I don't know what this is.
It's a little bit weird. Is that chicken?
I don't know.
Or is it heifer?
Is it a devil horns? Is it a chicken? Let us know in the comments. These are absolutely bananas. Someone has a lion. There we go. Loads and loads. Let's go back to the live.
I prefer that to tonight.
Let us know all the rest of the Div Bingos and keep sending all your Div Bingos throughout the World Cup. Have we had any more meat pie and a pint sent in? We have had Scream Frozen by old Rob there, and we've had Dave has retwizzled that one. Happy days. Right, so what was we going to next? It's almost like we forgot.
Fantasy football, right?
Let's talk about Russia. So, Russia, and we'll get to some questions as well. If you've got some questions, bang your questions in the comments, and we're going to read those out in a second. But so there has been accusations. Now, anyone who's watched Icarus, anyone who's known the lengths that they went to during the Sochi Olympics, there's got to be spidey senses tingling left, right, and centre.
Yep.
But it's not like they're necessarily scoring late goals. Like, this might be really unfair on them.
Okay, if we just talk about styles of football, right? You watch CSK play United twice.
Yes.
And they were really defensive.
Yep. Oh, this is a high press, but
no. That's the big thing. They sat deep. They defended. They didn't look like they had energy.
Nope.
And you watch this Russian team. It looks almost like Jurgen Klopp's Borussia Dortmund.
Yes, it does.
And from going from one style to this other style, you've got to give the coach credit, haven't you?
Can I throw a massive mitigating factor in? They've played two really shit teams.
No, they haven't.
No, they
played
have.
The teams that have qualified for the World Cup, they're not shit. They're not whipping boys. We watched this.
Mate, that Saudi Arabia team.
You weren't here, but we watched Saudi Arabia
horrendous.
versus Germany. Yeah, everyone's saying, no, Germany aren't that good. But Saudi Arabia on the ball against Germany were creating lots of chances. Against Russia, they created very little. They had a lot of the ball, but created very little. And it's just that weird, almost superhuman type strength that the Russians are getting because they're hosting the tournament.
Allegedly. Just throw that in anyway. Let's see what you guys are saying. Sean-Luc Doherty says, could Golovin fire Russia to the final or Cherchev?
Cherchev, I like Cherchev. He's obviously the 3 goals now, joint top scorer of Ronaldo. Really, come on. I always look at the squad, the Russian squad, and like, why is he not playing? And I think it's like either a squad thing or a personality thing that he may be a bit different. It's like, obviously, he was from the Real Madrid academy, so a lot of his sort of life has lived in Spain. The other side with Golovin, today was okay, but he was a lot better in that first game. So was that just one of the performances of the tournament? Maybe. I like what he does. I think he's a good player. And I think more with Russia, like Zuba, Cherchev, they're going to be the main guys in terms of scoring the goals.
How far is this Russian team getting?
It's going to beat people that we don't expect them to beat. They are too well set up in a defensive sense in terms of how they attack. And the best 2 teams I've seen so far, Croatia and Russia, because they cross when they're wide. Their wide forwards get wide and they cross. And that's a big, big thing. And when you're beating teams that are weaker than you or you're playing people on the counter, getting wide is crucial. Remember the Tottenham team with Bale and Aaron Lennon? Why they were so good? Because they did something that everyone else wasn't doing, which is going wide instead of being those lot of inside forwards coming inside. They're going to go far.
Is there some conspiracy theories to say that Sergio Ramos was a Russian KGB agent and forget about the Champions League final and what it means to him and Real Madrid, was he working for the Russians in KGB and pre-injuring Salah, knowing that they wouldn't have to face him? I mean...
Pre-injuring. Like setting him up. Yes, 100%.
I think...
It happened.
Yep. Jacob in the comments, that's exactly how it went down. Russia-Spain 7-1. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that's how it goes down? The world might literally stop if something like that happens.
I've got Spain getting beaten by Croatia in mine. I think Spain will get beaten by a team like Russia or Croatia. Both of those teams are like Spain's kryptonite in terms of how they play.
Japan put a couple of good crosses in today, but no fucker on the end of them.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think it's that pressing and the work that both Croatia and Russia have had.
I think that's Russian. Looking at it, I can't even pretend to pronounce that name. It's definitely Russian though. It says
Pancreas.
In the quarters we got Spain or Portugal at the end. I think Portugal-Russia, the way this Russia team's playing, would be a very tasty proposition.
I think Spain would be easier for them.
Really?
Because Spain are playing out of the back, and you know they want to do that. Whereas Portugal are in this like weird Real Madrid mentality where they just play and win.
And they're just having it.
And they just have, you know, they're the guys that are just doing it. Whether they need to do this or they need to do that, they're flexible. Whereas Spain have one way of playing, and I think that will fall into the Russians' hands where they can press and they can be aggressive. It's like watching Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid when both of those teams were at their peaks.
Very interesting. Anyway, we're going to call it a day for that, but make sure you guys download and make sure you use the link in our description to download Dribble. And
because it's a sick fantasy football app, right?
It is a sick
and you can play against me and Steve. If you think you're better than Statman Dave, come on, download it.
I've just entered today and I'm qualified straight through.
Yeah,
you
but
have to
pretty
qualify.
Fucking stupid.
You have to qualify to get into this knockout for basically you're using all of your little free plays you're trying to get into. You have to qualify for this like 100,000 big prize.
£100,000
free entry, but you only get the free entry if you click at the link below. So click the link below, come and join us on there, and if you're tweeting out the link below, so it's p.st whatever it is in the description below, screenshot your team, send it to me and David, because Dave's doing the same thing as well. Dave's going to be posting
it's our league, it's the Studio 68 league.
Correct. So Dave's going to be posting this on his video and his live stream this weekend as well, so keep an eye out for that one. I'm going to be back tomorrow, I would say 3 o'clock. I haven't decided on a time yet, and we're going to be doing a World Cup review where we go not necessarily game by game, group by group, but we're going to look over some of the big talking points, and this Russia team might be one of those massive talking points because I think they've been very, very impressive so far. Scored a lot of goals, not conceded any. It's conceded one now, haven't they? Was it one they conceded before? Yeah, they conceded before.
A penalty though, 0 from open play.
And I think they could be a real dark horse at this World Cup, which I don't think any of us saw coming. But go give Dave a follow.
I saw Croatia, but not
on the
Russia.
old Twitter. Make sure to tweet us. In fact, let's have a quick look at the questions of anybody. Does it work in the United States? I couldn't tell you, my friend. It might only be UK or it might only be Europe, but you guys
Dave is deluded.
Let us know as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would say that's the one. But listen, thank you guys for tuning in. Subscribe if you're new around here. Download Dribble, the link is in the description below, and let's see if you can beat us. It's daily fantasy, which means we can play every single day. You don't have to wait to the end of the tournament or anything like that. We can literally play and qualify or screw it up tomorrow. So download, and I'll be pushing it on you again tomorrow. See you in a bit. Laters.